its hero, the sergeant who likes to walk point. How bad is...
On you, buddy.
This is Channel 69 with Isaiah Hoopenthal and Mikey Chell bringing you national news. January 14th, a fire broke out on the deck of the USS Enterprise after an aircraft-mounted rocket detonated. 28 were killed, more than 300 were injured.
Former President Dwight D. Eisenhower's death from heart failure on March 28th.
February 24th, NASA launched Mars probes Mariner 6 and 7. Their mission is to study the surface and atmosphere and get a basis for future missions.
January 28th, Union oil platform spills 100,000 barrels of oil into the beaches of California.
June 28th, the Stonewall riots in New York City begin the gay rights movement. These demonstrations quickly turned violent.
Apollo 9 launches on March 3rd. It's the third manned mission of the Apollo space exploration.
July 8th, the first U.S. troops withdraw from Vietnam.
Washington, D.C., 500,000 protest on November 15th over the Vietnam War.
July 16th, Apollo 11 takes off from the Kennedy Space Center. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong step foot on the moon July 20th and return safely to Earth July 24th.
Well, we're back. Tommy Hayes and Isaiah Hoopenthal with World News. First off, we have Russian and Chinese troops clash on the Ural River on August 13th.
The Nuclear Proliferation Treaty was signed between the U.S. and the Soviet Union on July 1st.
Muammar Gaddafi comes up to power in Libya on September 1st.
China carried out underground nuclear testing on September 23rd.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for World News. Thank you.
This is Mikey Chidella reporting the weather for 1969. The biggest event was a Category 5 hurricane named Camille that devastated the Deep South. She was the largest tropical storm in recorded history. 248 people were killed, and it caused $1.5 billion in damage.
This is Tommy Hayes with Sports News. Willie Mays just became the first player since Babe Ruth to hit 600 home runs over his career on September 22nd. The New York Jets upset Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III on January 12 by a score of 16-7. The New York Mets upset Baltimore Orioles in World Series in 5 games on October 16th. The Celtics beat the Los Angeles Lakers for the National Basketball Championship on May 5th in Game 7. Athlete of the Year was Mario Andretti.
Welcome back. We're now here with entertainment. First off, the show Scooby-Doo releases. It is about a talking dog and a mystery game. That is on September 13th. Second, we have Charles Manson and his cult kills Sharon Tate and 5 others. Led Zeppelin becomes most popular band. And last, Elvis Presley tops charts with Suspicious Minds. Well, next up is our commercial, the one you've all been waiting for.
'69 Oldsmobile Toronado, 355 cubic inch engine, 350 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. Retailed at $4,800, with this one with air conditioning, custom interior trim, valued at $5,800. Side mirrors are optional. Front wheel drive. The year 1969 was known as the beginning of the end of the Vietnam War. President Nixon was inaugurated and talked of peace and Vietnamization, the withdrawal of troops. In March, Operation Menu, codename of a U.S. Strategic Air Command campaign to carpet bomb targets in Cambodia, began. In April, American military personnel peaked at 543,000. At this point, 33,000 Americans have been killed, more than the entire Korean War. In May, Operation Apache Snow was a military operation to keep the NVA out of the A Shau Valley. 2 previous missions had failed to accomplish this. In August, Viet Cong began a new offensive, attacking over 150 targets across South Vietnam. September, with the outcome of the war still not clear, Ho Chi Minh, chairman of the Communist Party in Vietnam, died of heart failure at age 79. November, 250,000 Vietnam War protesters in Washington, D.C., the largest anti-war protest in U.S. history. A nationwide poll shows that 71% of Americans approve of Nixon's war policies, and by 1970, Nixon has withdrawn 75,000 troops.
Now here's a short segment on Vietnam.
Get him back here if you can. Can you move him? Can you move him? Okay, try and bring him back here. Remember to stop the bleeding.
And Devalle, the medic, having survived another rescue mission, brings back his wounded man. Who is it? Who is it? Question spreads down the line. Oh, Christ, it's Hero, the sergeant who likes to walk point. How bad is it? A couple of leg wounds.
So we were walking down the trail.
Perimeter out here.
I was walking point, and we noticed a side trail. It was one of the side trails we came down that had more use on it than when we first came down it. So I looked up and spotted it was an NVA, had a green uniform, had an AK, and it was like a quick draw whole thing. I opened up in him, he opened up in me. Yeah, I'm afraid it works that way, but he's lying up there on the trail.
Roger that. We haven't taken fire.
I got hit in both legs.
Pop smoke, 4-3. Pop smoke over here.
That's about it.
Nature, and viewer discretion is advised.
There are some events that are so overwhelming that you can't simply be a witness. You can't be above it. You can't be neutral. You can't be untouched by it. Simple as that. You see it, you live it, you experience it, and it will be with you all of your days.
We finally got intelligence that 200 NVA soldiers are in the hills of the Chupang Mountain.
UPI reporter Joe Galloway has joined up with the 1st Cavalry, one of the Army's new air mobile assault units. After months of fighting small, frustrating skirmishes, U.S. forces are preparing to launch their first major assault against 200 North Vietnamese soldiers using an experimental new tactic, air mobility. Equipped with UH-1 Hueys, the 1st Cavalry is designed to insert soldiers into combat using helicopters. For this encounter, they will make their first attempt at inserting a force of 450 Americans to fight the 200 NVA.
Down and goal to goal for the New York Jets on the Colt 4-yard line. And he may go! He's in there, still scoring! Namath taking that ball from center. That slant play Al was talking about. And look at that blocking along the line. Great blocking. Winston Hill, Rob Calamini. Number 53, Dennis Grove.
No, tomorrow. This is it. Boston wins the tap, and John Havlicek takes it down court. His shot is up, and good.
At 11 o'clock, a huge tidal surge rises in front of the storm, 20 to 30 feet high. It sweeps inland with irresistible force, smashing boats, collapsing buildings, wrecking everything in its path. At midnight, the eye of the hurricane crosses east of Bay St. Louis. and winds of 200 miles an hour complete the destruction.
In Channel 69 News, Isaiah Huppenthal, Tommy Hayes, and Mikey Chidella. Goodbye.